Okay, while we are waiting for Akinola to confirm, so we have a trainer here. Is someone that you will need to listen to. Is an achieved person in the corporate world. The first time I listened to him, the first time I sat at a seminar and I heard him present this presentation you're going to be listening to very shortly. He said something that really drew my attention to him. He said that the opportunity you're going to hear very shortly did not make him a millionaire. He said he was already a millionaire before he joined, before he keyed into this opportunity. So what you're going to be listening to is not just for I don't have money. It's about how to grow wealth. Is about how you can use a system to build wealth for yourself. And then if you're already wealthy, how you can multiply your wealth. And then how you can make it last for generations yet to come. So this person you're going to be hearing very shortly is an achieved man. He works with he works with a global company here in Nigeria. In fact, he works as an expatriate here in Nigeria. He has been in the corporate world for a very long time, and also this business you're going to be hearing shortly, he is a top leader there. So you're hearing anything you're hearing from him, you're hearing it from the top. So I want to enjoin you to pay rapt attention. Make sure you have your notes. Make sure you have a writing pen so that anything you're hearing, you're writing it down. So please, Pastor, do you have the floor, sir? I think you have been muted.
All right. Good evening, everyone. And I'm very happy to be on this call tonight. It's a bit of multitasking for me. My original plan was to have been home by now or to stay longer in the office, but there has to be a change of plan. So I'm still on transit. However, I trust that by the grace of God, I'm able to give you the very best you need tonight. So if there is any point during the presentation that you're not able to hear me clearly, please put it in the chat box, and that will help me to find a way of making it possible for all of us to have a very good time tonight. Sorry, you will also not be seeing my because I'm more or less behind the wheels, and it's a bit dark along the road. So Lady Anna will help me with the presentation slide, but just before we go into the presentation slide, something very critical for you and I, and that is what I'm going to start with. I don't know if there are people on this call who have heard of passive income before. I don't know if there are people on this call who have heard of passive income before. Passive income basically is a way of making money without being actively involved in the process that brings the money. I repeat, passive income is one of the several ways of having income or of making money without you being actively involved in that process. One of the popular active way of making money is when you own a business, when you are an employee somewhere, or when you are deeply involved in an activity that is bringing the money. So our focus today will be more on passive income. And when I say we'll be more passive income, meaning that we're going to be discussing a process that you don't have to be fully involved in, but yet brings money to you. What it also means is that you are able to keep your current means of livelihood, and that gives you an opportunity to also make additional income. And ladies and gentlemen, this is how I got involved in this opportunity. By the grace of God, in the last 13 years of my career, I've had a very flourishing career. I've worked in major multinationals. That is the dream of several Nigerians and even people outside Nigeria. But it got to a time that I know that you can't, no matter how well you're paid salary, I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's time will come that you will normalize that pay. I repeat, you will normalize that pay. And so passive income is very critical to both high income earners or medium or low income earners. Examples of passive income earning that are available in Nigeria. One of it involves people who do what is called drop shopping. So what that is all about, which I know so many of us know, is you order for a product and the person who is delivering the product or selling the product to you actually does not own that product. Because you ordered for it, he or she will go to the supplier, pick it from there and deliver it to you. So what that person has done basically is that he has used your money to do business and he has made profit on it. An example of passive income that is common in Nigeria is affiliate marketing, where you basically on behalf of an organization do marketing, not necessarily on the pay slip, not necessarily on the payroll, and you just market the organization and they pay you a percentage when you bring a deal to them. This is very common in the insurance space. You see a lot of people go into that space, sell one or two insurance deals and then make money. And one other popular example is social media influencing. A couple of people, because they've been able to develop a very strong presence on social media, organizations go to them and then pay them to write or speak about their products, and they get paid for it. So you're not necessarily on the payroll, but you're able to use your social capital basically to make any major value that passive income gives to you is that it makes your finances very stable and you have financial freedom. Financial freedom in the sense that you don't completely depend on your employer to make money. And as an individual, I think this is one of the sweetest experience I've had coming into business or multitasking or moving between business and my corporate life. So you basically have to do a lot of things without necessarily waiting for your employer to pay or not pay a salary. It brings a lot of fulfillment. It gives you a lot of leverage in terms of what you can achieve. So that's basically what we're going to be talking about this evening, how you can also start to make passive income. If you're following and you understand what passive income is, can you please go to the chat box and give me a number 3. Just go to the chat box and give me a number 3. That way I know that I've communicated effectively and you understand what passive income is. I'm waiting to get your response, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not seeing any number. Okay, I've gotten 1. Okay, 2. I see 3. Fantastic. So I can see the numbers rolling in now. So now I know I've communicated effectively when it comes to passive income. Now, there is a business that several of us are involved in that has given us an opportunity to leverage the passive income system. And that business is called Omegapro. I repeat, that business is called Omegapro. Lady Anna, I don't know if you can share your screen so that the rest of the people on the call can see the slide as I talk through them. Can you confirm to me you're able to share your screen for everybody to see, please?
Yes, I'm doing that, sir.
Thank you very much. So the business we're talking about here is Omegapro. Before I go into Omegapro, I'll be talking to you about the cash flow quadrant. The cash flow quadrant for me is a financial magic. I call it financial magic because if you have a clear understanding of what cash flow quadrant is, it will guide you to make a proper decision when it comes to managing your finances. The cash flow quadrant was designed by someone very popular called Robert Kiyosaki. He's a best-selling author. Very many of us will know of the book, even though some people have not read it, but they will have heard of the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's the writer of that book. And this man in his research, which I also have corroborated a couple of times, during seminars, during presentations, he came up with this quadrant and he said 100% of the active workforce fall into one or more of these quadrants. The first section of the quadrant is the section for the employee. The employee are those people who goes to work Monday to Friday, who have an employment with an organization, who get paid salary or commission by providing services or giving expertise to that organization. And most of the employees I'll just left my office a couple of minutes ago and heading home. So, but if I stop going to work, it basically means that I've sacked myself. After a couple of days, I'm sure they will be checking if I'm still interested in the job or not. And just below the employee is another group of people called the self-employed. I repeat, the self-employed. The category of the self-employed are those who do not work for people, but they basically work for themselves. Most of the people you find in this category involves people who are into artisan works, tailors, aka fashion designers, organizers, artisans, you can name it. So many of us on this call are probably self-employed persons as well. So you're basically working for yourselves, you're not working for anybody. And one thing that is common to self-employed people is you have to do a lot of work to earn as much as you want to earn. So basically you have a lot of time to work, you have less time to make money. As I'm driving along the street, I can see a lot of shops. I can see a salon where people make hair. They are still there very busy. I can see tailoring shops, still there very busy. So these are self-employed guys, and they can go home now because they need to make a lot of money or sometimes try to meet the target that they've created for themselves. Now, if you look into the employee and the self-employed, in terms of population, in terms of number, the employees have the 60% of the global population of the able workforce, while the self-employed have 35% of the global population of the able workforce. If you add the two together, that is a 95% of the global population of able workforce. If you do a census on this call, you will be amazed that 95% of us on this call are either employees or self-employed. I have done it so many times and this has come true. Now, the pity part of this is that even though the employees and the self-employed are many in terms of number, in terms of cash flow, there is only 5% cash flow command with the employees and the self-employed. In the Nigerian terminology, the employee and the self-employed basically belongs to a group called the masses. Because the masses are huge in number, but very, very poor in financial ability. But just by the right-hand side of the quadrant, at the top right, you will see another group called the business owners. The business owners are people who have been able to create system who have been able to build assets so that when these guys are not there, the system and assets still make money for them. And there are not a lot of people in this space. Example of a business owner is the owner of Globacom. He doesn't have to sell recharge card to several of us who uses Glo, but we make money every time we use our Glo network to make a call or for internet subscription. Another example of those who have created, who have built asset and have created a system is Dangote, Aliko Dangote. No matter how much you like or hate Aliko Dangote, if you want to build in Nigeria, you will likely, there's a 90% chance that you use Dangote cement. Every day a Dangote cement is used on site, Aliko Dangote becomes richer. So this set of people have very huge income level that does not in any way depend on them. Why? Because they've created systems and they build assets. Just below these people is the last group. It's called, this group, they are called the investors. The investors basically have no system and have not built any asset, but they look for opportunity in organizations and they invest their money with the organization. So the investor basically make money on the business owner who have built the asset and have created a system. The investor makes money on the employee that is working for the business owner. And the investor make money on the self-employed who provide services to the employee or the organization. In terms of population, this group of people are just 5%. 4% business owners, 1% investors. But in terms of cash flow, command of cash, who determines the pace of things in terms of money is the business owner and the employer, and the investor. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're on this call tonight, you are not a business owner, you are not an investor, you are probably an employee or self-employed, or wherever you play on this cash flow quadrant, as long as you are occupying one of these quadrants, I tell you, your score tonight is not a good score. You have scored 25 over 100. If you divide 100 by 4, which is the 4 quadrants, you should be able to occupy in more than one. So if you occupy in just one, your score is very bad tonight. And you need to show your children, you need to tell your friends that you did a financial analysis of yourself and you scored 25%. That might sound like the bad news, but I've got the good news as well. The good news is you can actually play in more than one of these cash flow quadrants. The day I saw this cash flow quadrant, like so many of us on this call, I scored 25%. But I didn't stop at any scoring 25%. I made up my mind to do what it takes so that I can score much more than 25%. As somebody who is focused on success, my focus is 75%. How can I make 75%? My father didn't leave so much money for us to the extent that we could have built our own company. I don't have so much capital that I could have bought in blue chip companies as a major investor. So I was looking out for how can I achieve this? And there come the opportunity that Omegapro presents to me and several other hundreds of thousands of people globally. How did that opportunity come? Omegapro basically shows us how to make money in the Forex market. I repeat, Omegapro basically shows us how to make money in the Forex market. Several of us might not know that the largest market in the world is actually the Forex market, because over $6.6 trillion exchange hands in the Forex market every day from Monday to Friday. And Forex also, is very liquid and has been proven historically to be recession proof. Ladies and gentlemen, this interests me a lot. How can a business be recession proof? And I have witnessed Forex business being recession proof. Forex business is very flexible in terms of risk management. So you can manage your risk. You can take low risk, medium risk, high risk, depending on your own risk appetite. And you can leverage your capital whenever you want to make sure you achieve your project and maximize your gains. The good thing about Forex business is a business that respects the weekend. How do I mean that? It means that it's only traded Monday to Friday. Saturday and Sunday, Forex is not traded. What is Omegapro doing in this Forex space? Omegapro actually have a business model. The business model is similar to that of a business owner, but also gives a lot of leverage for other people to come and buy into that business. Omegapro basically created a system that can interface with you and I, who do not have $6.6 trillion, who do not even have $500,000, but in our small capacity, can still make money in the Forex space. That is exactly what Omegapro does. The people who normally make money in the Forex space are very, very rich people. They are people who are already financially satisfied. An example of such persons is your bank. Ladies and gentlemen, your bank is one of the people who make money in the Forex space. How do your bank make money in the Forex space? Your bank takes your money, my money, and then they go and trade in the Forex space. They make money, and what they give back to us is debit allowed. Omegapro as an organization create a platform that you and I can bring our little money or big money, buy a trading license. Omegapro as a company will start to trade for us. And Omegapro will be giving us back 0.45% of our capital every day from Monday to Friday. I repeat, Omegapro create a system that you and I, in our small earning capacity, can buy a trading license, and Omegapro start to trade for you and I. So you don't have to be a professional Forex trader to make money in this place. Omegapro basically do the trading for you and I. Just the way you don't need to be a pilot before you can use an aeroplane. All you need to do is to buy a ticket, and then you're flying to whatever destination that airplane is going to. Now, when you buy a trading package with Omegapro, it will create a profile for you. That profile will interface with your email, so you're able to receive email from Omegapro. The very first email you will receive when you buy a trading package with Omegapro is a welcome email. After 7 days of receiving that email and funding your account, Omegapro will start to trade on your capital, whatever that capital is. And from that 7th day till the next 14 months, Omegapro is able to give back to you 300% of the capital that you invested. For example, if I invest $10,000 with Omegapro, after 7 days, I count 14 months, I'm able to withdraw $30,000 with Omegapro. And how is that possible? It's called the principle of compound interest. Some of us are very, very familiar with, we are too familiar with simple interest that we do not understand the power of compound interest. Omegapro system is also very flexible that you can make withdrawal on your investment whenever you want it. I repeat, you can make withdrawal on your investment whenever you want it. But if you are going to cancel your investment with Omegapro, Omegapro as an organization will charge you 30% before you are able to completely cancel your investment. to help you and I understand the power of compound interest. There's a popular example we usually would deal with. Imagine a very rich man in this country offers to either give you 1 million naira cash giveaway or double 0.01 kobo for you every day just for 30 days. I can predict that most of us will like to take the 1 million naira for several reasons that is peculiar to us. But I can tell you that if he is able to double the 0.01 kobo for you every day, following the compound interest principle, by the end of the month, you will have gotten about 10.7 million naira from him. By the end of the 30 days, you will have gotten 10.7 million naira from him. Because at the beginning of doubling the money, it looks simple and small and not attractive. But by the time you start to get towards the end, you can look at the chart as at the 21st day, you are still making just 10,000 naira every day. But look at it. As at the 26th day, you are already in the midst of the hundreds. And at the 28th day, you're already in the millions. And by the 38th day, you're already in multiples of millions. What are the various packages you can buy with Omegapro and what will Omegapro give you? You can buy a $100 package with Omegapro. That is the smallest anybody can buy. The Naira equivalent of it will be explained to you when you engage the person that invited to this call, because of the variation of Naira and the influence of cryptocurrency on it as well. You might need to get the conversion rate when you're ready to be in the business. If you have a $100 package with Omegapro, you will be making $0.45 every day. However, if you have a $15,000 package with Omegapro, every day you'll be making $67.5 at the minimum. By the time they introduce the compound interest, it could be more than that, especially towards the end of the 14 months. Now, someone might be asking, okay, how then can I be on board? I want to join Omegapro today. How does it work? How can I make payments into Omegapro? There are various ways of making payment into Omegapro. Not all those ways you have here now are active. There are two that are very active. You can make payment into Omegapro using cryptocurrency. You can make payment into Omegapro by taking a dashboard Omegapro wallet. You can use that to make payment, and Omegapro can also pay you back in the Omegapro wallet. And all these are convertible to your local currency within 24 to 48 hours of being paid. Let me tell you a little more about Omegapro. Maybe some of you are already asking questions in your head. What is this Omegapro about? Omegapro is into forex trading, yes. Omegapro is also into cryptocurrency trading. But that is not all Omegapro does. Omegapro have a couple of other companies which are registered in different locations of the world. The Omegapro World Limited is registered in the British Virgin Islands. The Omegapro Limited is registered in the St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Omegapro Neptune Trade Business is registered in Hong Kong. And the OMP Money, Omegapro Bank, is registered in the United Kingdom. And the OMP Exchange, the Omegapro Exchange platform, is registered in Singapore. You can see the Omegapro presence across different continents. And as far as I know, in terms of getting involved in the business, the best business to do is a business with a global presence. How do I mean? It means that one law, one regulation in a single country cannot cripple the business. Several businesses were doing very well in Nigeria, but because of a particular law or change in administration in Nigeria, because these businesses are domiciled alone in Nigeria, they die. But Omegapro cannot die such deaths because it's spread across the world. The OMP Money, which is the Omegapro Bank, have the ability to be able to offer a debit card to Omegapro investors only, and rate of 78%. 78% success rate. Omegapro also have gotten training academy. However, that service is not available in Nigeria because there are a lot of limitations with trading Forex and crypto in Nigeria. The Forex trading arm of Omegapro gives you average of 10% return on investment. I mentioned to you earlier, you make 0.45% of your capital. If you multiply that by 22 days of active trading, at the end, you will be making average of 10% every month. And the way this 10% works is that it's the 10% of your capital plus your profit. For example, if you start your first Omegapro investment with let's say $10,000, the first month you will be earning $1,000 profit. And that basically gives you $11,000. $10,000 capital plus $1,000, 10% from the first month. By your second month trading, you are not trading with $10,000 anymore. You are trading with $11,000. And this progression continues that way. So you make 10% not on $10,000 every month. You make 10% on the $10,000 the profit that the $10,000 has given you as the business progresses. Now, Omegapro have results, public results, verifiable results. And the results basically shows that it's not, Omegapro does not make profit every day. There are days where Omegapro make losses, but on the average, Omegapro has made about 16.55% every month. On the average of profit, Omegapro have made average of 16.55% every month. And the business growth rate of Omegapro is already over 480,000, 480%. The last time I checked was around 520% in terms of the growth of the business. Then simple, how does Omegapro work? I've highlighted this earlier. You buy a package, you fund your package, you get an email from Omegapro that gives you your login details. And after 7 days, Omegapro starts to trade for you. You don't need to have any direct input on the trade. You don't need to be involved in the trade. You are basically making money. And that is passive income. This will not distract you from your personal business. This will not distract you from anything you're doing. So you're basically making passive income. Omegapro is also a company that have very, very good vision. It was founded in 2018. And in 2019, Omegapro went public, like you will find in some of the slides I presented earlier, and start to grow markets in Asia, in Africa. And this market has grown so big. And Omegapro already within 1 year was able to do business in over 100 countries of the world. By the second year, moving from 2019 to 2020, Omegapro started to operate in Europe and Asia. And Omegapro was able to, open up the crypto trading arm and also began to work on the OMP Bank. By 2021, the OMP Money Bank will be live into full operations. And the crypto launch also full operations. And there was a global event, which every investor with Omegapro was able to do. Those of us who were in Nigeria participating, and we met a lot of people across the world. In 2022, Omegapro intends to start to develop another financial tool or financial arm that people can leverage, and that should be commercialized in 2023. Omegapro hopes that by 2023, it will have been listed on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange and launch a business arm called the Hedge Fund. Ladies and gentlemen, Omegapro is a business with a vision. May I quickly tell you that some of us who joined Omegapro in year 2019 when they came to Nigeria, I joined a bit late. Some people joined much earlier than myself. We already have been benefiting from everything I'm telling you today. So to summarize, if you join Omegapro, you can buy any package that you want, depending on your own finance. When you buy the Omegapro trading license, an email will be sent to you based on the information that will have been collected to create your profile. And after 7 days, trading will start for you. If you don't withdraw any money, remember I told you that you can withdraw from Omegapro whenever you want. If you don't withdraw any money, in 14 months, you will be able to take your capital plus 200% profit, making 300%. If you do make withdrawal in the course of the business, your trading will be for 16 months. And during these 16 months, you are able to make below or up to 300%. The reality in Omegapro is this. The worst anybody can make in Omegapro is your capital plus 60%. And the best anyone can make in Omegapro is your capital plus 200%. This is determined by how long your money stays in the system before you start to make withdrawal. Remember, the principle that delivered this is the principle of compound interest. Every of your trade is a function of your capital plus the profit. So if you have taken the profit out, you weaken your compounding ability. If you are on this call and you are looking for an opportunity to do a business that can give you income without you necessarily being involved in that business, I think you are in the right place. I want to encourage you to contact the person that invites you to this call and ask a lot more questions if there are any. And I think one of the first questions you should ask is, how can you get me on board today? Because this decision several of us have made in time past, and we're happy for it. I have been able to share this information with you. What I will not be able to help you do is to help you make decisions. The decision-making power and influence sit with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I have shown you tonight an opportunity to earn passively, leveraging the Omegapro business opportunity. And what this will do for you is that instead of you scoring 25% on the cash flow quadrant, you'll basically be scoring more than 25%, either by being an investor when you join Omegapro, so that will be 25% plus whatever you are presently earning. Number two is by either being an investor and also a business owner with Omegapro. Tonight, we will not be talking at length on how you can be a business owner with Omegapro, but we'll be focusing more on how you can leverage the investment arm of Omegapro. That will be the end of my presentation tonight, and I will gladly take questions. So if you have questions, you can put your question on the box, and Lady Anna will read them out while I can answer those questions. If you have value for your time, can you please go to the chat box and put number 5? If you know you've had value, you understand exactly what I've talked about tonight, please go into your chat box and put number 5. I'll mute and I'll wait for questions. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your audience.
Wow, thank you so much, Pastor Adu. I know the kind of sacrifice you have made to be able to do this tonight. Thank you so very much. Okay, someone is asking if the training is about Omegapro. Okay, the training is actually about how to put passive income system in place. When Pastor Adun was talking earlier, I don't know if you were part of the training when he started. He mentioned something that there are several ways, there are several businesses you can do to put passive income system in place. And he identified Forex trading as one of them. So now it's understandable that you may not be able to trade profitably in the Forex market yourself because the market is very, very volatile. But that does not mean you cannot be a beneficiary That was the reason why a company like that, like Omegapro, set up a business so that everybody at any level you want to come in can be a beneficiary. So that's exactly what the training is about. I think we have another question.
If I might add a little to that.
Okay, sir.
If you are on this call and you do not have a passive way of making money, that is the primary objective of this training. But know that it is foolishness to tell you go and catch fish. That is the only way you can have cod liver oil, catch fish. That's the only way you can have cod liver oil without showing you how you can catch the fish. So we've not only educated you on the importance of passive earning, passive income earning, we've also shown you an opportunity that I have tried, that she has tried, and over 600,000 people have tried and is working. You probably will have your own separate. If you feel this is not working for you, if you feel this is not good for you, you're probably going to have someone somewhere else or something else you could do. But the most important thing is, please, passive income earning is critical, irrespective of how much you earn. And I'm talking to you from the position of a high earner. Irrespective of how much you earn, passive income is key. Thank you.
Okay, so we have another question. Is Omegapro a brokerage or an investment firm? Hello, sir, are you there? Okay,
Omegapro is neither a brokerage nor an investment firm. Omegapro basically creates a platform that interface between the broker and the populace. I expect that the person who asked this question will understand the Forex arm of business very well. For you to be able to trade Forex yourself, you need a broker. Don't talk to me about Nigerian brokers because most of them are just fake. They just tell you things that they don't deliver. You need a broker, and the best of these brokers are international brokers. Example of such brokers is Infinux. If you want to be with these brokers who will trade for you, not the ones that just advertise their tool online and ask you to go and buy, and either you make a loss or profit, doesn't concern them as long as you're paying the maintenance fee. Any of these brokers, you need huge risk. You need a lot of money. Some of them who have history of 34 trading will not take anything less than $500,000 from people before they can trade for you. So these people, what is done is create a system where individuals all over the world can put in their money. And when it comes together, it becomes a lot of money. And Omegapro takes this money to brokers and they negotiate a percentage. For example, if Omegapro have taken $500 million to a broker, and the broker is making 5% or 3% on that money, everyone who have $1 makes 3% on their money. So I hope you understand that principle. That is basically the principle that Omegapro has put together. The principle of the hands. You work together and you become a mighty force. But you stay as an individual, you're able to play your small resource but make money like a big man. That is simply.
Okay, someone is asking that considering the fluctuations of Naira to dollar, how much would one need to start to invest in Omegapro? That information will be communicated via WhatsApp, the group, the class. That information would be communicated there.
May I quickly say that is a very intelligent question?
Yes, sir.
You know why? when I joined Omegapro, Naira to dollar was 350 Naira to $1. That was the first investment package I bought with Omegapro. And by the time that package matured, I got my dollar out at 460 Naira to $1. Oh, a smart person will basically take the profit out and reinvest. I did a reinvestment. Note that my reinvestment is still at the rate of 350. Because what I'm investing is what I have made from that 350. Today, I'm taking money from that investment. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking money at 540 Naira. Unfortunately, it looks like Naira has chosen to be on the backsliding side. But when you buy a package with Omegapro in dollars, your investment is secured. Your Naira value is secured. Instead of you losing Naira value, you keep making money on your Naira. So beyond just Omegapro pays you for trading profit, you also make money because Naira has chosen to go on the negative. Thank you.
Okay, someone is asking that if we leave the money there without removing it, will there be interest on it? Because I had 14 months or so. My network is kind of bad here. Did you get that, sir?
You can say it again. I think you are audible now. You can say it.
Okay, he said that.
Say it again.
Okay, if we leave the money there without removing it, will there be interest on it? Because I had 14 months or so, my network was kind of bad here.
Okay, I'll put numbers to it for ease of understanding. Let's assume you put $10,000 with Omegapro for 14 months. Every day after the first 7 days, Omegapro gives you interest of 0.45% on that money. And that will continue to compound so that they will now be paying you profit on they'll be paying you interest on your capital and your profit. It is called compound interest. So that within 14 months, everything will have compounded to about $30,000, meaning that you have made 200% dollars, 200% of your capital as interest. And that is simply the principle of compound interest. Omegapro trades with both your capital and your profit that is with them, and they pay you a fixed percentage of 0.45% on them every day, Monday to Friday. Thank you.
Okay. Another one is, apart from the Forex, is there any other way to get passive? I want to believe this is passive income.
Yes, I mentioned at the beginning, one of the ways people are getting passive income in Nigeria is what we call drop shopping. Basically, how this works is you go online, you advertise a product that is not your own, that you don't have a shop. You just go and advertise the product. If you buy this for me, if you're buying this for me at this amount of money, I will deliver in your house. Somebody will make a request, I want this. You will provide the product to the person. The person will pay you, and you will make money without you having a shop or having products, because you have used the person's money to go and buy the product. Let me share an experience with you. Sometimes last year, I was going to roof one of my houses, and my wife went online to get a wood supplier. There's a particular kind of wood we want. So she from Ogun State. She's called them, seal a deal with them. The guy who actually had the contact has no wood. All he did was to go to the sawmill, made a selection of our products, put it in a vehicle, loaded it, and they came to our site to offload. Immediately they offloaded what we asked for. We paid them in full. How did we know he was not the one? He didn't even come for the delivery. He was the owner of the wood that came for the delivery. He called at the point of payment that please only pay this person so amount of money and pay the difference to my account. So that's a way of earning passive income. I hope I've been able to answer your question.
Okay, thank you, sir. There is another one. What are the means to cash out part of our profits?
Okay, just the same way you can come into the business, the same way you can cash out. You can cash out part of your profit using the Omegapro internal wallet. Within 48 hours of making a withdrawal request, your Naira account will be credited with the prevailing exchange rate. You can also make a withdrawal with cryptocurrency if you are somebody who is sound with cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin. So those are the two ways that you can go into, and those are the two ways you can also come out with if you want to cash out.
Okay, someone is asking if there is any way for, is it SME now to sell our products within the, I don't think I understand this question. Can you reframe it, please? Okay, we're waiting. Okay, please, can you share more light on the cryptocurrencies to cash out? Did you hear that, sir?
Sorry, I didn't hear you for some seconds, sorry.
Okay, we have a question here. Can you shed more light on the cryptocurrencies to cash out?
Okay, the primary cryptocurrency that Omegapro uses is Bitcoin. However, if you want to also make withdrawal with Ethereum and USDT, Omegapro can also provide that service. But the base cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. And there is a process to make that withdrawal. So by the time you get on board, we are able to show you how you can make that withdrawal depending on the option you choose. I remember about 2 weeks ago, there was a guy in Port Harcourt who made an investment with Omegapro, and because he's a crypto specialist, he made an investment with cryptocurrency, and when he wanted to make a withdrawal, he chose not to withdraw with cryptocurrency. He made withdrawal with the Omegapro wallet, and he got his money without any stress. So you can make do of either of the two. But by the time you are in the system, you can really see, we can show you real way of doing this exchange.
Okay, someone is trying to confirm the official website. It is omegapro.world. And then you can check
Omegapro.world.
Yes, you can check the bank, the registration via FCA portal. That's FCA register. So you can check the bank there. It is OMP Bank Limited. Please don't check Omegapro on FCA register. You won't see it there. It is OMP Bank Limited. That's the name of the bank. More questions, please. Another one here. Can we get a process list for registration and to add money to our wallet?
Yes, I think Lady Anna, you can provide that on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
You can buy a package now, depending on how much you have, and add to it in future if you want. I did that as well. And some of us, we start small because we don't understand the business very well. And it's when we now have a very clear understanding of the business, we trust the business more, and then we can put a lot more money. So, we have different experience.
Okay, it appears we don't have any other question. So, sir, I was hoping we could talk about the business part, because I also mentioned multiple sources of income. I don't think if tonight is a good time to do that part.
Yes, I don't think tonight is a good time to do that part. Yes.
Okay.
I'm actually, my plan is to sign up by 8 p.m. So it's just a minute more.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so very much for your time. I think we'll have to reconvene. It's 8 p.m. already. So if you have any additional question, please, you can do that via the chat. The chat room is still going to be open for some minutes. And if you also need his input, I can always add him to the chat group so that he can address any concerns or questions you have. Thank you so very much. We'll see shortly. Thank you so much, Pastor Adun. We appreciate your presence.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Do have a good evening, and hope we all can move away from whatever level of wealth we are to the next level. No matter how high you are right now, there is a next level. And I wish every one of us luck. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you so much. I think I can.